Hey y'all, it's Addie from Whimsy of Things, and today we're going to be going over the July 2024 Ink Flight box. So there will be spoilers. If you're not interested in those, go ahead and stop now. So every month in the Ink Flight box, you get 7 inks, usually a sticker and some sort of fountain pen adjacent item or items.
No spoilers.
This month, the inks that are featured are from Colorverse. This is the second Colorverse intensive box that I've gotten since December. I personally don't get along with Colorverse inks very well, so I'm a little apprehensive about this month. I also, if you can see here, had an ink explosion during shipping. I believe it was the mystery color that exploded, and there's still enough left to test, and it's hot everywhere right now, very hot. Extreme temperatures of any kind are not ideal for shipping ink. There's still enough left to test. I'm really not too worried about it. In addition to the Colorverse inks, which I'll swatch in a little bit, we got a roll of washi tape. We got these stickers, Pip stickers by Pip Sticks, and we got these, it's basically a pad of ink testing sheets, and these follow the same format that Ink Journal has in their book, and they are the ones that do the Ink Flight box. They're printed on 80 GSM regalia paper. I'm sure they're very nice. At this point, though, I feel like most of us have a way that we like to document inks already, and this is a lot of information. This is the same size I use for my planner, so the size works really well for me. You know, if I'll use these, let's open these up super quick, and I just want to see. It said that they were a tearaway pad on this stiffer. Okay, well, they tear away real easy, so keep that in mind. Anyway, it's just single front side. I don't know how much I'll use this. So this doesn't have a ton of value for me. You never know. The stickers are cute. I kind of like the bigger single stickers they used to send. I do like the ink bottle, the fountain pens, the little splots and stuff. They're cute. And this is a nice washi tape. I don't know. The extras they're okay, but they're not anything like this stand that was an extra a month before last, which I love very much. In addition, Dex sent the little pamphlet describing the ink. You don't get all of these colors, but you do get 7 from this line. And I haven't seen a Colorverse info sheet like this before, and I didn't realize they have the Pantone color, the web color, the surface tension. That's all really interesting. I like having this quite a bit. And then there was also this little, I guess, envelope. It's got 2 cocktail napkins in it and a couple of swatch cards, and I guess these are stickers for the inks. These are cute. This looks like something they give out at pen shows or something like that. I don't know. The extra stuff just seems more like an afterthought this month, but I get it for the ink. So let's take a look at the ink. Everybody gets the same Colorverse Halo Ring, Colorverse Siderius Nuncius, Colorverse Bow Shock, Colorverse Ganymede, Colorverse Laplace Resonance, Colorverse Massive Storm. And I looked at them on this little sheet before to see what I might be interested in. I was interested in Ganymede because I like grays a lot. I was interested in the Laplace Resonance because it doesn't even look like a color, and it does say This extremely light multi-chromatic shading ink contains tones of gray, blue, and pinkish gold. Extremely light. And I don't know, this halo ring looks interesting. This is the one that I would, if I had to pick one, I would want to try this. And then the 7th color is a random draw from 6 colors paired with the 6 main colors above. These colors are Intense Magnetic Field, Heliocentrism, Great Red Spot, Dust of Androstia, Loki Patera, and Icy Moon. And just reading these, I was like, ooh, I want Icy Moon. I don't even know what color it is, but I got Loki Patera. And this is like the troublemaker. He is the one that exploded over the others. Okay, so I'm going to go through all the inks that were sent this month to me in the ink flight. I'm not going to do my full ink documentation. It just takes too long, and this is just a quick review. Spoilers for a subscription box. This is multimedia paper, Canson XL mixed media paper. It just comes in a spiral bound like that. I am more interested in doing art with fountain pen ink. So in this square, I'm going to fill it with water and do a wash. I'll do a splotch right here and write the name right there. And that's it. To get started, the first color that is mentioned on the sheet, and I'll read the description, is Colorverse Season 8 Halo Ring. A high shading light blue ink with clouds of lilac. Halo Ring expresses the inner part of Jupiter's ring. I think I'll write the name first. Maybe we'll do Hawaii line. I need to practice with the Kakamori nib more. All right, let's put some water in that square somewhat carefully. The color's interesting. It's a denim blue, I would say, in that it's a medium blue. A lot of blue inks are darker, like a Konpeki or teal. This is more of really a true medium blue. There's nothing about that that's blowing me away. I'm going to put one more. Concentrate it up here. Finally, we'll do a small splotch. All right, that is Colorverse Halo Ring. And we'll take a look at it again after it dries. The next ink on the sheet is Colorverse Sidereus Nuncius. It says, this astronomical treaty written by Galileo in 1610 detailed the discovery of 4 of Jupiter's moons. This deep saturated brown black has a stealthy sheen. Brown black. It's the ink vial. It's quite dark. Let's see how much brown and how much black. And if I can potentially write a little bit nicer for this. It's quite dark and quite wet. I'm sure that the wash will show more brown. It's very saturated. There's quite a lot of pigment. So I imagine this wouldn't shade much in writing. It's a very dark brown. The tone of the brown is nice though. A warm brown without greenish hue at all. It's pretty rich. I imagine it would not show as brown in a lot of pens though, because of the saturation level. I see some sheening coming through once it dries. We'll have to take a look at that a little bit more. It's a nice brown. Next is Colorverse Bow Shock. This is a blue of some kind. This electrifying blue ink has a magnetic personality, sheening with a supersonic pinkish hue. This is going into the dark blue with pink sheen range. I will have to see what it looks like when it dries. I'm kind of over these. I feel like it's been done. Dark blue, sheening, polar glow, majestic blue, fire and ice. It's like I can name a bunch off the top of my head, and I'm not an expert. I'm sure there are many more. I'm kind of over it. I do like sheening inks for art purposes. Another very saturated. Which I'm glad to see. The Colorverse inks that I've had the most success with are ones like Dope Dew, which is a really pretty turquoise blue. And the ones that I've not liked have been the more washed out pale. I'm not even going to say the one. Y'all know which one I'm thinking of if you've watched me more than a couple times. But another really washed out one was King's Road, I think. It was this extremely pale, washed out green, and I was not really a fan. So I guess I would much prefer oversaturation to the washed out ones. That's a pretty blue. I can see the sheening showing up. We'll certainly see that more in the swatch. Number 4 is Colorverse Ganymede. Oh, it looks like there's some purple in there. This is the one I'm interested in because I have a gray ink problem. This is described as named after the largest moon in our solar system. This shading ink has a soft purplish gray hue. All right, Colorverse, you're singing my tune now. Gray and shading and purple. Let's see. Oh, I want this to be good. I don't know how I get so ridiculously excited about gray inks. I don't know. There's other people like me out there. I know there is. I know I'm not the only one. It's a little light, but not too light. I'm intrigued. I want to write with that one more. For sure. Okay, then let's do wash. This is more purple than I would if I could make my perfect and ideal gray ink. This is too purple and too light, but this writing is still very pretty. So far, all of these with well, I'll talk about it at the end. I don't need to jump down that road already. I'm making conclusions and I haven't even barely halfway through. Silly. Yeah, it's quite purple. I'd be inclined to call it a dusty purple instead of a gray. I'd actually put it as a purple. Maybe less in the writing, but with how these, both the swatch and the water, are acting, it reads more purple than gray. It's a grayish purple as opposed to a purplish gray. Then we are on to the scary-ish one. This is the one described as extremely light. Colorverse, Laplace, Resonance. This extremely light multi-chromatic shading ink contains tones of gray, blue, and pinkish gold. Extremely light as in can't see it at all. We will see. I mean, it doesn't look light in the vial, but that doesn't mean anything. I've got a bubble. Okay. It is. It's light. I've seen lighter. I mean, it's pretty gray. Got double grays this month. Unlike this one, though, that doesn't feel like there's much going on there. But let's see what happens when we wash it out some. It's a very pale bluish gray. I am not seeing pink yet. It's doing some stuff though, so it could be on the horizon. And adding more top doesn't do a whole lot to darken it. It's light. What was there was a wearing gall ink, right? That was so light that you could barely. Somebody's dreaming over there. Puppy dreams. It's doing interesting things though, light or no. Not the brown. This is a super cool toned ink flight. All right, second to last one is getting messed up here. Partially covered by the Inksplosion. This is Colorverse Massive Storm. This tempestuous greenish blue ink takes its name from Jupiter's signature storm systems. Looks like a dark teal, green leaning teal. Massive Storm. Love big, chunky watercolor brushes. One of those things that catches my brain. I love these green leaning blue greens, especially the dark ones, like a spruce color. I really like that color. I need to see how it acts in a pen, because this is too dark, but that's really, really pretty. Yeah. Still, again, cool colors. The last ink is the Random Draw, and I got the Loki Patera. And that looks like a brown in the vial. It says it is a shimmer. Do you see shimmer in there? It looks like a light purple or an orchid shimmer. So the description at the beginning says, for this month's ink flight, we climb aboard a rocket ship to explore the gas giant Jupiter and its moons. Colorverse Season 8, The Great Expedition, has an exciting, diverse range of ink colors that sheen, shade, and shimmer. Each color is inspired by scientific research collected by the numerous missions to the largest planet in our solar system. Maybe this is a red, maroon, burgundy color. Colorverse Loki Patera. It's brown? Huh. Brown question mark? Muted brownish pink, maybe? With the shimmer especially. I think it's bizarre. Huh. How weird. It's very odd. That is such a weird color. Weird is good. Weird. Okay. So there's the overview. I'm going to put to the side to dry. Clean it up a little bit. Write the title on it. And then I'll come back and we can talk about these for a second. Okay, it looks like we are dry now. So overall impressions of the inks that were included this month. I like all of them. I think I'm excited to try all of them out in a pen. The ones that I'm most excited for are the Ganymede. This does still have a really purple hue to it, but it's no longer a grayish purple. It is now a purplish gray. Once it dried all the way, the purple did tone down a little bit, making this solid medium gray with a really purple undertone. So I like that one a lot. And this, surprisingly, I always like shimmers that are a little surprising. I wouldn't put a purpley lilac with this brown, but it really does some neat things with the shading, and the shimmer doesn't seem excessive. This is a great berry green teal. This is extremely light, but I think the shading could be really interesting on it in like a wet pen or a flex pen or a broad. This brown does have, it looks like some sheen, maybe black sheen. It looks like just a good solid brown. I would say these two are the ones I'm least excited about. This I don't think is going to shade much because it's so dark. And the sheening isn't enough to really make it more interesting. And this is getting back into the blue with the pink or red sheen that I mentioned earlier. I'm just kind of over this combination. Doesn't seem like the sheen comes off, which is good. And it seems like there's a lot of sheen in the writing. I am really, really over sheeners that are so sheeny that the base color doesn't show through hardly at all. I want sheen and the color. If it's just sheen, I'm not really interested. This I'm interested in. It seems wetter. It's kind of got that bluish purple blurple color that I'm interested in, that I've not found one that performs super well. So I'm excited to try that out. It's a nice collection of colors, and I don't have any of these. And I most likely wouldn't have bought any of them either because of prior experiences with Colorverse. I've had issues. So this is good. I'm excited about these. The extras this month really aren't doing a ton for me. They'll get used, most likely, or given away. Out of the ones offered, this is, I think, I kind of lucked out. I think I lucked out. This one looks kind of interesting, but intense magnetic field, heliocentrism, dust of Adrastia. Icy moons, like a blue-green. I thought it would be a gray. Great red spot. I think I lucked out. I like that one. I like the one that I ended up with. So that's my impressions of the July 2024 Ink Flight box. It retails for, it's right under $40 shipped for me. I have it built into my hobby budget, and I like the surprise of new inks. That about covers it. Ink Flight, July 2024. Thanks so much for stopping by. Really appreciate you hanging out for this overview of this Ink Flight box, and I hope to see y'all again soon. Bye.